Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ebony Janice. I go by Ebony Janice, which means that you should call me Ebony Janice. And today we're talking about what happens when Black love loses its words. Okay, so Black love requires tools. That's what we talk about on Wednesdays. And today I want to talk about language. Specifically, I'm thinking about what happens when two people who love each other lose it. And I'm going to be boundaried, trying, but honest. I have been thinking about this a lot lately. What happens when two brilliant Black people come together? The very thing that makes them magnificent, the intelligence, the formation, the self-sufficiency, the armor they built to survive, becomes the thing that stands between them and the person they love. That is very real. That is a real phenomenon, and it requires tools. Here's what losing language in love usually looks like. It's not the same as having nothing to say. It's having too much to say and no container for it. It's knowing exactly what you feel and having no pathway for the feeling to travel from inside you to the other person. It's reaching for the vulnerable word, the true word, the soft word, the word that actually means what's happening, and the intellectual word comes out instead. So you're thinking instead of feeling, your head instead of heart. You analyze when you need to feel, you theorize when you need to say, I'm scared. You articulate the dynamic instead of just being in it. Does that sound familiar? Here's where that comes from. Many of us, particularly highly educated, highly conscious, highly analytical Black people, were formed in environments where intellectual competency was the primary currency of safety. You were valued when you can articulate. You were safe when you could, be smart and be the smart one. The emotional vocabulary then gets undervalued because the intellectual vocabulary was what kept us protected. And then you fall in love. And that love requires the emotional vocabulary. Love requires the simple, true thing, not the complex, accurate thing. And the gap between what you know and what you can say becomes the distance between you and the person that you're trying to reach. And that's painful. So what are the tools then? First, you have to practice naming the simple thing, not the sophisticated, can I talk, analysis of the simple thing, the thing itself. I'm hurt, I miss you, I'm afraid, I need you. Those sentences are harder than they sound, but they're real. Second, slow down. Love that has lost its language usually needs the conversation to slow way down. Resist the impulse to fill the silence with more words. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is to stop talking and just be present. Third, therapy and coaching as translation tools. Sometimes you genuinely need a third person to help you find the pathway between what you feel and what you can say. That is not weakness. That is wisdom. That is knowing what the moment requires. I believe in a coach. And fourth, shared spiritual practice as a nonverbal language, going to the altar, the shared ritual, the tradition. These give love somewhere to live when words fail. Sometimes you cannot say it, but you can show up to the shrine together. You can light the candle. You can let the practice hold what the conversation cannot yet carry. Language is a love tool. And when it breaks down, the work is not to talk more. It's to find a different way to reach each other, to slow down enough to find the simple word, to build the practices that held love when language isn't enough. And that work is hard and it's sacred and it is worth doing. And everything's fine.